Hey guys, this is Richard and of course Dozer, Hunter-Gatherer Society. Just doing an evening walk, had to kind of get him out and stretch his legs. But I always bring a bag with me when I go. You never know what you might find. And after our recent rains, I found these. Beautiful boletes. There's also some greenbrier here, or smilex. Tips growing in there amongst some muscadine wine, but you can see the greenbrier growing all through here. But there are boletes of all stages growing all through here. Look at these guys. Actually, if you can see them, there's a little one in there. And there's one way back in there. I don't know if you can see him. But of course, he looks like he's in prime condition. And of course, he's well hidden out of our view. There's some just little stuff popping up. Oh, there's a nice one too. Very small. Not exactly sure of the species of these. I had looked them up once prior, and they are an edible bolete. There's some old ones. You see them, they're really faded. There's another one. That's old. You can see the spored out already. There's another one down in the trees. So I had actually looked these up. They are an edible bolete. I'll have to re-look them up again to find the name of them. They are blue staining. However, they are an edible blue staining mushroom. There's a neat little one down there in the trees I'll come back for. I had harvested these. I actually have some of these dried. I don't have any fresh ones. It's been a while. But I have them dried in a jar. Use them for soups and things like that. Most of the ones over here, pretty old. Some underneath the tree there. They seem very tightly associated with these trees. This batch here, you can see they're old. They're not going to be harvested, but you can see I should have been here 2 days ago. They are all through here. So anyway, just want to share those with you. I always bring a bag with because you never know what you're going to find. So I'm going to take some of the very small ones, and that will be my breakfast in the morning. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. If I find anything else, I will let you know. All right, guys, we harvested some of those mushrooms, and now we're continuing down the path here. The water is super low right now, but it's sun's just going down. It's a beautiful evening. I'm quiet. You can hear the birds sing. And we're stopping by one of our neighboring cocoa plum trees. And it doesn't look like there's much on there to harvest tonight, but this tree has been pretty dormant. But you can see it is close to ready. This tree is just loaded with them. And they're all pretty close where they're at. I would say a few more days. And Dozer shook the tree a bit. A few more days and these are going to be ready. I'll show you the whole tree there. It's pretty big actually. It goes back in here even further. And again, these branches well loaded with nearly ripe fruit. So we'll definitely be back for that one and do a little harvesting. We are harvesting really close to our house. You can see here, we are close to civilization. But along this wooded edge, we oftentimes find a few different things. There's actually Bidens here. I'll probably collect some of these before I head back. That's the Bidens Alba right there. This is young. You can see the young leaves on it. And we'll harvest some of those before we head back and use the fresh greens probably in the morning for breakfast. We'll use the mushrooms for our omelet. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off for now. But if we find anything, we'll bring you back. All right, everybody, we are done with our walk, and I just wanted to show you what we brought home. This was just a quick 40-minute walk out behind our house. There's a channel that runs back there, and then there's some wetland, and kind of along the power lines there they mow, and they haven't mowed in a while, so it's grown up, and they don't treat it or spray it or anything like that. But I ended up finding quite a few of these boletes. I've already trimmed them down. You can see they're a blue staining bolete, and just from handling them, they've turned blue. I also found slippery jacks. A lot of what I found was a little too old to harvest. Looks like I should have been there about 2 days ago when the rains were really coming, but you know, work does that to you. I also brought home some Bidens, and I've got some Smilex in the fridge from the other day, and so I'll take the greens off of this, wash it, and mix the greens with the Smilex, cook it up with the mushrooms, and we'll make a nice little meal. Got some jalapenos, got some red peppers. Gonna wash it off. One thing too that I'll say, you'll read online a lot that, you know, anything that stains blue, you know, is non-edible. I would caution that anything that changes color, you want to take some extra, you know, time with it. You want to really make sure you know what it is. So when I pull these out of the ground, and I didn't really show a lot of this because it was getting dark fast on me, but I checked to see, you know, how thick the stem was, you know, how it entered the ground. Was there a bulb or anything on it? I looked at the color, you know, a few different ones, the color of the caps, and then how quickly do they change. This actually changes very quickly. You can see just with my thumb imprint, it's already turning. Spin it around, we'll do that again. And you can see already it's bruising blue. So this turns very quickly. You know, spore prints, and just real, taking the time to smell them, you know, a little nibble taste test, maybe spit it out, see if it's bitter or not. You know, when you smell it, these smell very nice and mushroomy. There's no chemical smell, anything like that. And so you really want to do your homework. There's a lot of these boletes, and there are a few that you don't want to mess with. You know, probably upset your stomach pretty well. But again, I don't know the exact species of this. I'm going to have to look it up because I just cannot think of the name of it. But I do have some of these dried up in the cupboard. So anyway, it'll make a nice meal. I'll clean it up. One of the other things that I was going to say, obviously the young ones, those are perfect. They're just nice and firm. There's no bugs in them yet. And so I'll cut those in half and cook them up real nice. You also hear, you know, read online, don't wash your mushrooms. You know, they're mushrooms, you know, they'll soak up all the water. I don't follow that rule at all. I wash all my mushrooms. I've never had a problem. They cook up nicely, dry up nicely, and I don't notice any difference in taste or preservation. I mean, I don't soak them in water. I don't scrub them in water, but I give them a nice rinsing. I want to get any dirt, sand, mud, bugs, anything like that off of there. And so that is just something, it's my preference, and I know people will argue that, but I've just never had a problem. I like to wash everything. So anyway, just want to share this. Was a great, no intention to forage this evening. It was really more of a walk with the dog. But right there, I'll saute that up in some coconut oil and some red peppers and maybe a jalapeno, and that'll make a nice little meal. So thanks for joining us, and have a great night.